did it?
I did it.
You want that one?
Yes. First of all, thank you all so much for getting me through this. I'm just so thankful to each and every one of you. And I am a survivor. And I did it. And I'm so proud that I got this over with. But I couldn't have done it without you girls. Hello, friends, subscribers, and internet strangers.
What's up?
Today I feel really blessed, and I've been crying a lot because God's answered so many prayers. I had a PET scan on Tuesday, and yesterday went to the doctor for my doctor's appointment and chemotherapy. And I got the news that the cancer is essentially dead. There's no metabolic function in my breast, and it's gone, you guys. And I had wonderful doctors and wonderful nurses, and the whole staff at Clearview Cancer Institute here in Huntsville is amazing, but none of that would have been possible without all of your prayers. I'm fully convinced of that.
So let's start when we left off. We'll just go back a little bit. When we left you guys, she was just starting the second round of chemo. So you want to tell them about the Taxol, and I forgot the name.
Taxol and carboplatin are two nasty drugs, and some people have no reaction with them, and the people who have severe reaction to them have severe reaction to them, and I was one of those. The first week that I had it, my sister said the next day when she saw me, "My gosh, Joany, your eyes are so red underneath them." And I could tell that they were puffy and just a bit irritated. So I looked in the mirror, which was a big mistake because that freaked me out. It looked like Scott had been beating on me. Right. And Friday, it was fine. It's like it was a one-day thing, and so week after week, it kept getting worse. The past 2-3 weeks, my knuckles started breaking out as well. Just the knuckles, and they are red as fire. Not so much now because I put some hydrocortisone cream on them, and that tended to help a little bit. I didn't have nausea yet. It's just been major skin irritation.
And leg pain.
And exhausting leg pain. Saturday, Sunday, after Wednesday chemotherapy, I'm in so much pain that I end up going to the guest room because the firmer bed that we have in the guest room tends not to bother my legs as much.
And you still got, today's only Thursday.
And I have this weekend to go, and hopefully I can just heal. My leg is still broken from what's called orthostatic hypotension, and that's when you get up too fast and your blood pressure drops to the... We had a little malfunction, so I'm gonna try to catch all up to where we were. We were talking about the side effects of my last chemotherapy drug, Taxol and carboplatin. I have very sensitive skin, and it's taken its toll on me. As you can tell under my eyes, I have no makeup on. This is not blush. This is petechia from the Taxol. It's made me look like I've been in a boxing match with Evander Holyfield. My thumbs, my knuckles also look that way.
And so do your elbows.
And so do my elbows. Hopefully that will clear up quickly, since this was my last round of chemo, and of course I will still have Saturday and Sunday that will be unbearable pain, and that's the way it's been running now for 7 weeks or 6 weeks. This was my 7th one and last one.
But it also, all those side effects show up on the weekend, so
right,
your knuckles are probably
all
gonna
the
do
side effects will show up more this weekend than they usually do. I have terrible neuropathy in my feet and legs and lower back, which keeps me from sleeping most of the night, which I think I told y'all I sleep in the guest room most weekend nights now, just because it's a little bit more comfortable on a firm bed. John Chartier had a pink out birthday party today on Scott's YouTube channel, and he did it in my honor to raise money for breast cancer research foundation. And thank you to all who donated. It was what I consider a big success, and we raised $3,645 for the Breast Cancer Research Foundation.
Yeah, and just to remind everybody, we picked that one because they are rated the #1. They are the largest breast cancer charity, and they also 91% of all monies goes to breast cancer research. So they are also the highest donation. I believe their board is all non-paid, and so they don't. The board serves without a salary, and so that's the last one we've been donating. I've made a donation earlier for the revenue for these videos. There's AdSense on this video because we are donating all that as well, and so that's how we picked this one. There are quite a few good breast cancer research organizations, but we picked this one because it's ranked #1 in most charts.
And I'd just like to thank everybody for all your prayers through these past 4 months. It's been a roller coaster ride. I don't wish it on anyone, but I was in excellent hands the entire time that I've been sick. Scott and my sister Gina have taken such good care of me, and I couldn't have made it without their moral support, and Jacob as well. The nurses, doctors, all the support staff at Clearview Cancer Institute has just been absolutely amazing, and the outpouring of support from everybody on Scott's Morning Show, and that have just commented with wonderful words of inspiration, and I can't thank everybody enough. I know that it was all God.
And Julie sent you some nice flowers.
And Julie sent me some beautiful flowers that I literally just took off the table before we started this video. They look pitiful by now, but they really did last a long time. We've gotten some wonderful things in the mail and wonderful cards in the mail from subscribers and just YouTube friends, Facebook friends, and it's just been wonderful. We have been filled with comfort throughout this whole process, and I couldn't have made it without this guy right here. Sitting in a recliner for 4 hours each chemotherapy was taxing on me, but the chairs that caregivers have to sit in are miserable, and they're not fold-up chairs, but they are darn close. I can't thank my husband enough for being so wonderful and so patient and dropping everything at a hat for anything that I need. And I'm just blessed. I'm blessed so very much, and I praise God for the outcome and the news that I've had. What's next? I have labs in 3 weeks to see how everything is, to see if my white blood cell count and my red blood cell count have started to come back up. And then probably a week after that, I'll have my double mastectomy, depending on what the labs show. And that will be a full double mastectomy, and they'll put spacers in so that I can have reconstructive surgery after that. I don't know how, I guess they take the skin and everything around the breast to not stand a chance to have spacers. I'm not really sure why that is or how that works. It's not like I'm gonna go up to some astronomical reconstructive size.
Your back wouldn't, with 4 back surgeries already, it's not.
That's not gonna happen.
So no porn star looks or any of that good stuff?
No, not at all.
So it's a 6-week recovery from everything we've read. We haven't spoken to the doctor yet, but
Right.
4 to 6 weeks is normal.
Right.
And
Which
then,
means around my birthday, I will be finished and can put this chapter behind me.
then you've got reconstruction behind it.
No, that should be with everything.
No, I thought the mastectomy and then the reconstruction comes up as another surgery for 6 weeks.
Oh.
Because they have to take the expanders out and then put.
I'll be finished by at least mid-June. Hopefully.
So that means that hopefully she will be with me in eBay Open in Vegas. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah. Still may not have any hair.
Oh, you won't have any hair.
But
what's wrong with that?
Right. But I will be healed and ready to have some fun, because I've been cooped up for too long. And
tell them what your plans are after a year of I guess.
I'm gonna take a year off to heal and try to get my body back in to where it should be, and then after that I plan on volunteering once or twice a week at Clearview Cancer Institute in the chemo treatment area. They have volunteers that are previous cancer survivors and or caregivers that come around with a little cart and serve refreshments and support others that are going through the same thing that I went through.
But it's nice. There's husband and wife teams and individuals, but you really get a
sense for people and get to talk to them about your journey and give them inspiration.
Because they're in no hurry. The snacks and everything are up there. Anybody, if they think they've waited or want something now, you can walk up and get whatever you want. But it's nice that they take the time to hear your story and learn who you are, and they tell you about how they've survived the same thing or something similar. And it's the husband and wife teams. There's several of them that are very, very neat, because whichever one is not was the one who was not affected, you still get to hear how they supported the other, and they're special,
and what they went through.
They're special people.
They're really special people. I'm just so happy. I'm so happy we've made it this far. And I know it doesn't seem like it's been a long journey, but when you're in it and you go through it every week, boy, do you get in it real quick.
I'm just overall, the first thing they told us was how fast it was going to be, and it was going to be a whirlwind. And we expected it to be a whirlwind, and it seems like just a short time ago we were at diagnosis.
I found out on October 22nd that I had breast cancer, and it is now dead.
So 4 months was a quick, push you through everything, and now the surgery. It's amazing the advances that they have now. I was telling them earlier this morning that on the morning show that you only got sick twice, which I watched my father in the 80s go through cancer and chemo, and he eventually died from it. And he could get so bad they put him in the hospital for the recover from the chemo. And you got sick twice, and it was once you got choked on some pills, and the other time it was just some phlegm or something, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I had drainage in the back of my throat, and
but it wasn't from. It really.
But it wasn't from chemo.
You were nauseated. Don't get me. She was very nauseated.
But they give you lots of different nausea medications that they just didn't have back in the 80s. That
they didn't have 10 years ago.
They didn't have. Yeah, I'm sure they didn't have some of them 10 years ago, but I always got 2 shots of anti-nausea meds, and they added Pepsid during Taxol, and I can't remember for what reason. And then when I had the adriamycin cytoxin, they gave me a shot in my tummy, which I still have a couple of little knots under my skin today. So that's just, one of the different things. They offered one drug to me that when my sister walked back to the pharmacy and said, I need to pick this up for Joany Zilke, she said, oh, the copay on that's a little high, it's $1,000. And my sister said, let me go talk to her about that. And so the lowest we could find it at any other drugstore was like $700, so I wasn't going to be saving a lot. But
you had a sample. Did you ever use it?
No, I never got a sample.
Okay. You had a sample of something that you never used.
No, I finally used them. They were lidocaine patches. But, even without that, I did great through that part. Never had any issues with nausea with
because you had 2 oral medicines, and then there was also another one that went by IV, so it was 4 different nausea medicines.
Right. And I did have to have a blood transfusion a couple of weeks ago because my red blood cell count did get so very low. They pretty much said this is not an option. So every time, and this was my second blood transfusion, not with overall, not with not through the whole process of this. I had to have a blood transfusion when I had my second back surgery because they had to go through my tummy, and I lost a lot of blood. But this was my second overall, and that took forever. But if you ever have to have a blood transfusion, it does not matter if you know your type of blood. They will type match you each time, and that's as a safety precaution for them and for you. So don't fuss about giving a little blood if you ever have to take blood. But I encourage everyone who is able to give blood, because it is so very important to keep our blood banks packed. I'm not fortunate enough to give blood because I'm borderline anemic anyway. But I encourage you that if you can, do pay it forward, because you never know if one day you might need that blood. I'm O negative, so I am a universal donor. Unfortunately, I can't give blood, but if I could, I would. And that's about all I have. Just thank you all so much. John, thank you for your generous donation during your birthday celebration in my honor. Thank you, everybody.
Did you like his pink beard?
I did. I loved your pink beard. I watched afterwards because I slept in late. Thank you, everyone who donated, even if it was $5. Thank you, everyone who donated.
It'll help someone.
It's gonna help someone, and I really pray, get the word of triple negative breast cancer out there, because it is a common, it is not a common breast cancer, and when it moves fast, and that's one of the reasons my doctor was so aggressive. It can be a killer. So do your yearly mammograms. Women, teach your husbands how to do a self-check on themselves. It doesn't, Pat, I know you shared your story this morning on the show. It doesn't happen just by an inverted nipple. I never had that problem. I palpated it myself. Just, you know, while I was washing. Ladies, check your breasts each month. Find a day. Do it on your birth date. Not on your birthday, but on your birth date each month. And that way you can keep up with it a little bit better. Get your yearly mammograms. And if you feel something is amiss, ask for a diagnostic mammogram, because they can do your mammogram, your ultrasound, a biopsy if they have to that day, if they know that it's a diagnostic mammogram. But otherwise, just be vigilant about your own health and your own body. If you feel something is not quite right, more than likely it's not, and that was my case.
And the one thing I want to leave with, just the thought that, you know, just to add to what she said, is it's truly very fearful when the diagnosis for husband and wife, or for significant other. It is truly, for both sides, the diagnosis is very scary. But with, you know, early prevention and, you know, and good medical care, it's not a death sentence. The survival rate has been raised tremendously. Triple negatives is what, 78 or 79 5-year.
Yeah.
It's the lowest of the breast cancers. It is the one that reoccurs. The reason for the double mastectomy, her decision, is it's the one that reoccurs the most, at 35%. And so to eliminate ever having to go through this again,
I am not going to go through this again,
so,
if I can help it. But the 3 to 5, up to 3 years, it recurs the most. After 3 years, it drops off about 50%. And then after 5 years, it drops off significantly. So, just pray for me through this 5-year mark.
So we just, you know, that was the message I wanted to leave with, is you know, everything we looked and read, you know, it was hard. You meet a lot of people who survived, but there was not a lot of people talking through their story. So that's the reason for the videos. And there'll still be, we'll do another video after the surgery, and then if there's a second surgery, which I think there's 2 surgeries, we'll do videos for both those, and then the very end of just to complete the journey. And you know, it's going to be 8 to 10 short months from diagnosis to removal to done. I mean, the timeline has been amazing. And I hope to see everybody in Las Vegas. That would be awesome. All right, so coming up next, I'm going to screen capture the donation in Joany's name that you guys did. So stay tuned for that, and then I'll go ahead and give you a roll tide now, but it's still coming. Roll tide. See you later. So here we are at the Breast Cancer Research Foundation page. We're going to hit the donate button. We're going to do another $36.45. Honor. Alright, I didn't realize my personal information would be all over this. Well, I did, but I didn't really think about it. So, there's the amount of all your guys' donations. We're going to hit donate now. Oops, wrong side of the screen. About donate now. It's processing. Da 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 da. They should play some music or something. There we go. And there we go. Again, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys participating in this. It truly is. There's the receipt there. We'll play dismiss. It truly is an honor that. It truly is an honor to be able to make this donation that people can hopefully one day be this be just completely eradicated, you know, and not have to go through everything Joany's been through so far. She's not done yet, so please keep praying for her. We appreciate you watching and continue to support. And I will make one more donation for the last video of this video and the two coming this summer, and then Joany and we will go about doing other ways of fundraising, participating in big events. So thanks a lot. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Especially share these, because it truly is, you know, hopefully if somebody can watch these who's going through this, you know, maybe it ease their mind and see the, you know, even though, you know, the journey through it is tough, you can get through this, you can do this, you can survive and become a survivor just like my wife is becoming. And God bless every one of you. Roll Tide.